Hi, I wanted to introduce you today to my painted dolls. I started doing them about a year ago, about this time of year, last year, and it was gray outside and I needed some color. And I guess I was sort of obsessed at the time with doing these Russian folk inspired paintings with bright flowers on black backgrounds. And so it just seemed like a natural progression to try my hand at doing my own painted dolls. And I'm sure everybody's familiar with what a Russian nesting doll is, but you can buy just the forms. This is wood, and it has all six inside. So it's unpainted, and then you can create your own dolls. So the first one I did, I was trying to keep it a little more like a traditional Russian doll, and to me this is traditional. According to my mom, there's nothing traditional about this doll, but she has that babushka, the scarf and her apron and just her little hands and face showing and the little gold around the edges here. I did all of them, all the sizes. And all the way up to this tiny, tiny baby. She's so tiny. She's hard to hold, and if you can imagine, it wasn't easy to create detail on such a tiny scale. But it was really fun, and after that, I was sort of like, I was really obsessed. But I wanted to do them, my way, like take the Russian doll, but make it my own. So I did, and the first one that I did like that, this is supposed to be a self-portrait. And so she has my hair. She's also holding this travel mug with one of my doodles on it, and also her skirt is one of my doodles, and I actually have this skirt and I have this mug, so that's me. And to complete her set, she has two characters that I was like really obsessed with. Well, one of them I'm always obsessed with, and that is the squirrel. And she's got like little acorns all around her and a little puffy tail. It's a little squirrel. And then over the summer, when the cicadas were out, the Brudex cicadas were out with their black bodies and red eyes. Those are like my signature colors. And I was absolutely obsessed with them. So I did one as an homage to the Brudex cicada. And the next doll I did is one of my aquatic motifs, because that's another thing that I love, is underwater scenes with shells and starfish and fish, bubbles, seagrass, and a mermaid. There she is. And to complete her set, this is the next size. She is different. I didn't really want to repeat the exact same thing, but so I really enjoy doing the water motif here and the bubbles and even the hair. Starting with this doll and going on forward, like the hair is really one of the things that I love to do, this kind of like tentacly looking thing, and as well as the water. So it kind of incorporates some of it just really became like a 3D painting on this surface. I did like the next size up here, a little just simpler and abstract. It's just kind of like an octopus, but I kept the water pattern, and I made the water pattern a little more regular in a smaller shape. The next I did is this fairy, and she is surrounded by mushrooms, and she's actually sitting on a mushroom cap. And as you know, I'm a little bit obsessed with mushrooms as well, and the tentacle hair, of course, the flowers against the black background. So it's got a lot of the elements that I love. And it took me a while to figure out how to do her wings. But after that, like I felt like what I really wanted to do is just do the paintings of the flowers and, you know, just simplify things a little bit. I think her second in command is it's just a simpler version. She's just surrounded with flowers. It's not quite a scarf. It's just sort of like encroaching on her space. So she's coming out of this flowers. But you know, the background is very much the kind of design that I do. And then I did, this is a very ambitious one, and one that's kind of like, I've never been fully able to show it with photographs because it's got 2 dolls in one. And it's the 4 seasons. Well, actually it's 2 seasons. It's my 2 favorite seasons. You have fall, she's got a fall motif going here, and then she is lifting her dress and revealing winter, and then as you turn you get to winter solstice. And as you can see, this hair is really sort of like the thing I absolutely love to do. And then she turns into spring. She's got a butterfly in her hair and these kind of like cherry blossom looking designs on her dress. And again, she's lifting her dress and revealing summer. And I have to tell you, it was very hard for me to keep this background green. I really wanted to make it black because these flowers would pop against the black, but I kept it green for the sake of design and color. And then you have summer solstice, and again, the intertwining waves of hair, which I absolutely love to do. And her counterpart is, I started doing, at this point I was sort of getting back to my own paintings, and one of the things I love to do is just first create sort of like a painted background, kind of like a color field background, and then paint on top of it. And I like to call it like sculpting with negative space, because what I do over the painted background is I first draw some, you know, motifs, in this case flowers, and then I fill in the black spaces, and as the black spaces get filled in, the shapes come through. So that's what this one is. And then with the hair, I think it's kind of clear that the hair here got the same treatment as the water did here. So you know, they're definitely related. They're definitely related. After doing this, I wanted to go even further with just doing kind of like a color background and then sculpting the design. And I think this is probably my favorite doll. She's the most abstract doll in that the design like kind of like takes over. But it was the same thing. I just kind of haphazardly put colors onto the shape, and then painted my design over it, and then filled in the black space to reveal the design. And lastly, this doll. This is the last doll I've done so far, and this one is supposed to be a commission. I did it for a shop in town that sells like kind of artsy hoodies, and they wanted me to do a doll in a hoodie, but in my style, but with their colors. This is why the background here is not black. It's the colors that they have in their shop. Especially once I did the face, I kind of became attached to her, and it's very hard for me to let her go. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll let her go. But that is, you know, that's the thing I'm kind of working on, is this attachment to them. I think it's because they have faces, and they do take a while, but that's what I'm working on. Thank you for spending this little time with me. and indulging me in my Russian doll collection. And I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and enjoying your holidays, and Happy New Year.